much stress can a relationship take? Young couple Chris and Kate have dated for 3 years, have 2 children, and one big problem: they can't stop fighting.
When I met Chris 3 years ago, he was addicted to opiates and heroin. But we started dating and I decided to try to help him get off the drugs. In the process of getting Chris clean, I found out that I was pregnant. When he got clean, things were a lot better for a while. Since our daughter was born, things took a turn in our relationship. We argue 2 to 3 times a day. I usually start the yelling first, then he'll start yelling because I'm yelling. He will call me names. He's called me a bitch. One night, he punched a hole in the wall. The neighbors ended up calling the cops on us for noise disturbance. Just nonstop arguing and bickering.
Every single night, it's one different thing you have to pick a fight about.
On top of all the stress and the arguing, we just had another child 17 days ago.
What do you want me to do?
I want you to pay attention to the kids. When I argue with Chris, I admit that I say terrible things to purposely push his buttons. I bring up Chris's drug use and tell him to go back to doing drugs because I know it gets to him. I think it's mainly because I'm not getting the attention that I want from him, so the only way to get attention from him is to start a fight.
You need to appreciate what I do.
Where's my appreciation? My biggest fear is him leaving because I don't want to be alone.
Chris, what's your response to what Kate said?
Well, her last line there, she doesn't want me to leave because she doesn't want to be alone. That's my biggest fear as well. You know, we have 2 beautiful daughters together, and we both grew up, you know, our households were dysfunctional growing up, and I always promised, as soon as we found out we were having our first baby, I made a promise that my kids will have a better life than I ever had.
But have you threatened to leave the relationship?
Yes, I've threatened. Like, we've gotten into arguments, and, you know, I've said I'm leaving, and, you know.
Is that your first go-to threat? You know,
no.
Like, do you know that that's gonna push a button with her?
No, a lot of the time she'll tell me, pack your stuff and get out.
Is that true?
Yeah.
Hey, Chris, congratulations on being clean. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Great job.
Thank you.
Great job.
3 years, right?
Yes.
3 years,
Life
that's
is so
wonderful.
much better since then. And again, when I found out we were first pregnant, made another promise to myself that I would never go back to that life, and my kids will have everything that I never had growing up.
Now, she helped you get clean, or you?
Yes.
How did that happen?
It was an everyday problem, and like in order to get clean, I didn't have a car because, you know, I was using drugs, so I was spending all my money. I didn't have a car. I was homeless, so she let me stay with her every day.
You were homeless?
Yeah, pretty much.
Wow.
Sleeping in a tent on the beach. It got that bad for a couple
Really?
years. Yeah, but she took me in, and even, you know, the tough spot that I was in, she stuck with me, and she would drive me to my doctor's appointments every day.